What's up, everybody? It's the Digital Podcast, and it's been an interesting day today because I walk home and my dog ripped up my book. She pooped everywhere. It was crazy, to say the least. Anyways, on a more serious note, here is an article. And see, I know, for example, being a sports enthusiast that I am, I stopped watching NBA games because it's hard to watch when you know that in essence what you're watching is supporting what's going on. And I'm trying, like, NFL is, I'm slowly starting to uh, stop watching that as well because you're in essence supporting it. And it's really tough because I love sports and I love the team building aspect and I love how it brings people together, you know. But watching this is like supporting what they're doing, and it's tough. And I'll be the first to say that I will. And I think that when you see things like this, it sucks, right? Because this is also a job for these players. It's debatable the contribution it brings to society, right? But nevertheless, this is the reality. And I'm gonna go ahead and read this. And I want to make it clear that I'm a sports enthusiast. And it's hard for me because I've always watched sports. But when I see things like this, I know that I'm advocating and I'm supporting this when I watch these games. And so that's just a full disclaimer on this. And I just want to point out to you that those players who are not or have not received the medicine will not be allowed to travel to and from games in Canada. And this is a memo that was sent on Tuesday and obtained by CNN. The NBA warned teams that due to these Canadian laws, players who had not received the medicine and did not have exemptions will not be allowed to travel to those games in Canada. The Raptors being that lone team there. And it says no major professional sports league in the U.S. has required its players to receive the medicine. Yeah, they in paper and technicalities they haven't, but they're really, really pushing you and forcing you to do so in a sense that's, it's not written in paper in stone. So technically, yeah, if you want to play the technical side of it, yeah, that's true. It says 97% of these players have received the medicine, and 60% of eligible players have received the third one. Okay? So, and look at these statistics with about 500 players across all 30 rosters. These restrictions would impact approximately 15 players. Doesn't end there. Okay, so it's a small number, right? A small number, a few of those. Jonathan Isaac, I believe, is one of those because he was public about it. He plays for the Orlando Magic. It says the league stated due to U.S. travel requirements that any player who hasn't received that medicine holding a temporary visa status in the U.S. would not be allowed to re-enter the U.S. should that player have left the country to play a game in Canada or for any other reason. The memo warns that any player not complying with the travel decisions or law mandates will be subjected to suspension and fines. Tuesday's NBA memo specifically states that all teams must report back to the league by Friday which players don't have the medicine. And the memo has been distributed to them. Folks, this is how it starts. And literally, it's that they're going to start asking. There's no more medical privacy. that's gone, and there's a lot of segregation. And I'm actually going to show you. There's this video that I was watching, and you guys have to check this out.
One day, in those early 1930s, you can read an inscription on the benches. Jews must not sit on these benches. You could say, it's unpleasant, it's not fair, it's not right. But after all, there are so many benches around. You can sit somewhere else. Of course you can. There was a swimming pool, and over its door, an inscription read, Jews are forbidden to enter. You could say, well, pleasant this is not, but there are so many places in Berlin where you can take a bath or swim, so many lakes, canals, it's nearly like Venice. At the same time, you can read somewhere else, Jews must not belong to German singing associations. So what? All right, they want to sing, they want to make music. Let them just meet somewhere else, they will do their singing. All right. What comes up later is an order, really. More of an order than of an inscription. Non-Aryan children must not play with Aryan children, with the German children. All right, they'll play on their own. And then you read, we only sell bread and food to Jews after 5 p.m. Right, less choice. This makes your life harder. But after all, after 5 p.m. you can still do your shopping. And that's how it is done, step by step, slowly. And they become acquainted with that thought, familiar with the idea that they are different people, that they are alien people, that they are the people that carry germs, that cause pandemics. And this now is a horror. What came later was something that developed immediately. Jews could not get jobs, they could not emigrate. And then, quickly, Jews would be sent to ghettos, to Kaunas, to Riga, to my ghetto. Auschwitz did not fall suddenly from the skies. It was pittering-pattering in all those tiny steps. It was approaching until what happened here behind me did happen.
And so, as you hear that, you got to consider all that's happening is step by step. So, I hope that these videos help bring value and help show you each step of the way of what's happening. So, this is the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.